course, the highlight of the weekend for us is Sunday lunch. A pretty new tradition in our house, but something we all look forward to.
So I didn't really grow up in a family where people had Sunday lunch. My family members didn't, my extended family, nobody. It wasn't a thing. But I heard the word Sunday lunch. I was like, what is this Sunday lunch all about? Everyone has their way of doing it, and this is my way. This is kind of our way. And maybe one day, or at least I'm hopeful that one day my kids will say, this is the way my mum taught us. Slightly unconventional, but who cares?
If there's one meal of the week that's worth that extra bit of effort, it's Sunday lunch, our way.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to spatchcock my chicken. Because it's not whole and it's kind of spread out flat, it'll cook faster. All you need is a chicken and a good pair of kitchen scissors. So you turn the chicken round and then your scissors literally just go right down. And this is why it has to be sharp. You're going right through the bone. Oh yeah, it's a bit of a satisfying sound, crunching bones. Just going to turn it round, back onto its back. And then just a bit of brute force, some more bone crunching. That's quite pretty, that is. Look at that. See? I don't need a butcher for this. I can do this myself. This is the bit that makes this our Sunday roast. Growing up, whenever my grandma cooked chicken, if you didn't put ginger and garlic in your chicken, she was like, no, you've always got to put ginger and garlic. And that's kind of when I think chicken, I think ginger and garlic, always.
So a pinch of salt goes in with 2 teaspoons of ground ginger and 2 of garlic granules.
And this is the really fun bit.
Use your fingers to create a gap between the skin and flesh for the spicy paste.
I want to get that ginger and that garlic all the way down to the drumstick, but I don't want it to fall out. So it's good to kind of create that pocket and not go all the way through. If you haven't experienced this, you need to do this at least once. This is great.
Spoon in the mixture until you've got a good covering all over.
I'm just going to turn it round. I want to roast it in the oven, skin side down.
But we all know a roast isn't just about the meat. No Sunday lunch is complete without a huge helping of roasties. I've parboiled some roughly chopped potatoes for around 6 minutes. And then the fun bit.
That's it, just a little bit of a shake about. Just a bit of a... Oh, let off a bit of steam. Okay, yeah, that's kind of looking good. Now, I'm gonna get my baking powder. I know, it seems really unusual, but you're gonna have to trust me on this.
When you add the baking powder, the potatoes will start to fizz.
I might be a little bit insane, but there's something about fizzy potatoes that says to me that they're going to be really, really crunchy. Maybe it's all in my head.
I'm not crazy. The baking powder really will make your roasties extra crispy.
I've grown up eating clarified butter in lots of dishes, and I like that flavour of the clarified butter. Let's give clarified butter a go. Now, I will not make my roast potatoes without clarified butter. And I want my kids to go off to university and say, my mum makes the best roast potatoes.
Pour the potatoes in with the butter and season well. Then the potatoes and chicken could go in the oven to bake together.
Right, so that's in at 180 for half an hour. And then after half an hour, I'm going to whip off the foil, turn over the chicken, turn over the potatoes, and leave it in for another 20 minutes so they can both come out together.
In the meantime, I can get on with my unconventional tomato gravy.
So into that, I'm going to pop a whole cinnamon stick. I told you I wasn't going conventional.
A couple of cloves of garlic, the re-chopped tomatoes. Season. A tablespoon of tomato puree and tamarind paste, a drop of water, and that chef's little cheat, corn flour.
So it just helps it along, just makes it... I'm not patient. I can't wait for things to thicken by themselves.
Now my chicken and coriander stuffing balls.
When I spatchcock a chicken to cook it, there's nowhere to put the stuffing. This is my way of getting stuffing without somewhere to stuff it, except my mouth. The coriander.
Breadcrumbs, ground coriander, pine nuts, an egg, season and whiz. Then roll into balls and fry.
There you go, look at that. All I've got to do now is just bring it all together. My roast potatoes, that's the sound, listen to that sound. And these are the little cook's treats, the little perks. It's a little bit of hard work. I'm left with 1,000,000 pans to wash, but there is nothing nicer than finishing the week with a Sunday roast, especially because it's our way.
A family favourite that's the highlight of our weekend.